Throughout our time on this planet, the face of Kalagari slowly changes. Entire continents shift around and occasionally crash into each other. The first mountain range is formed on the edge of these two merging continents. Some of these mountains sprout up too, by pure chance, cut off a part of this ocean from the rest. Life in this lake is basic and small, but we all know the rule: life always finds a way. Small at first, the animals quickly find their niches and begin to evolve. Luckily, during the cutoff from other life on this earth, the plants greatly outnumber the creatures, and with no predator in sight, created a seeming pocket of tranquil peace. Peace never seems to last long, but this peace isn't broken by a creature. No, this peace breaks open the ground itself. The mountain range that cut off this part of the ocean from the rest tore open the ground and left our lake to rest on a weak and unsteady surface. This wasn't a thing that would or could last long. Sadly, it's just a matter of time. Sinkholes start to break open the floor of this lake, gulping up more and more. The animals in this lake, the strange and unique adaptations, all evolved to have its own use in their environment, gone in a snap. But again, life always finds a way. Just in this case, the only way was one small creature. Its head was mutated, split into two. What usually meant a death sentence, it seems it was the only one lucky enough not to get it. The mutations throughout its body caused two dormant guts to form into three sacs, reminiscent of lungs. Its body is round, yet shapeless and blobby. Its loose skin used for protection against the elements now hangs loose from its body. Its only point of survival is its rudimentary lungs that it formed just before the doomsday clock started ticking. Other creatures were on their way to lungs too, if only they just had a little more time. As water decreased and shrunk, one grass-like plant seems to thrive in the low, watery grounds, spreading far and wide, with an abundance of food and seeming endless land to conquer. This small creature quickly found its many footings and began to adapt better to its environment. This clade of first land-dwelling creatures split into two. One group of these creatures followed along to the growing plants that surprisingly quickly emerged. Yes, on a low-gravity planet, creatures could turn thin and lanky, but it also means that the body of more heavy-set creatures can grow more heavier without it affecting much. To see this almost 4-meter, 10-ton giant, it is enormous compared to the smaller clade. This clade decided to go the more predictable route on a low-gravity planet. This group rid its body of the excess fat and, as the other clade grew, these creatures stayed small enough to not compete with the giants. These creatures took care of the grasses and plants that were too small for the big creatures to eat. And as the giants grew along with the plants, this group had a more dangerous threat that caused them to grow. As these plants started to reach for the skies, these smaller creatures had to start growing to defend themselves from new emerging danger, coming from above.